Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. This video are my picks for the best uncommon comics that we have on the app right now. This is April the 22nd. These are just my picks. I really wanted to share them with you. I've got a lot of requests asking for different variations of comics, like different versions of them and which ones I would go after. So I actually go after uncommons quite a bit, and I really wanted to show you the ones that I think are great to go after right now. There are other ones as well. So, but this is just my top 10. I put 10 together in no particular order, but let's get to that in just a second. First off, if you want to follow the channel, that would be great. You can hit subscribe, or if you want, you can join as a member. That's $1 a month, and actually, you get member benefits as well, like my NFT project, which I'll talk about at the end of the video as well. And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I will follow you back on both those platforms. The links are in the descriptions of all my videos, and that's where I love to get the conversation going, right? So let's get into this. So uncommon comics are, for me, really important in Veve. I go after them quite a bit, and the reasons why are because they have the original cover mostly, and they're just a color variation of it, but there's way less editions, and they have double the master collector points, when the program opens up anyway. They have double the master collector points from the common covers. Now, I love the common covers of the comics, the original covers, but that's also why I like the uncommons, because they have that original cover, just a color variation. So I go after them, and usually the prices on the uncommons are quite good, but I have a specific strategy that I'll show you right now. And let's get into it right here. This is my strategy for collecting comic books on Veve. Now, this is just what I do. You do what you're going to do if you want to go after rares and ultra rares, and I love those as well. There's a whole strategy behind that as well. But what I usually do is I usually go after the secret rare of a comic that I really like, especially if it's brand new and it's something that I think is going to be worth a lot in the long term. And this is not financial advice. This is just for collecting, right? But anyway, I always go after the secret rare first. So this is Spider-Man 101, just as an example of what I did with this particular comic. And I got secret rare right there, but then I went after the uncommons, right? And I actually have 50 of them. So I stacked them quite heavily, especially if the price is at a good level. And the reason why I do this is long term, okay? So you can see right here, long term, the secret rare, that's my kind of long term play, my higher valued item, the one that I think is going to be worth a lot, in long term. My MCP, my master collector points, and liquidity, for future if I need to sell stuff and also gain value, is the uncommon, right? So that's where I stack. I don't always go up to the 50 level. This particular one I did because I love this comic. Even though this comic, is lower priced right now, I think it's absolutely amazing. People have seen my videos, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's my strategy. So let me know what your strategy is. This is really working well for me right now. If I need to sell some uncommons when something else comes out, I usually get ahead, because usually when I buy them, they're being sold for low right now, and then I can actually, I wait like a couple weeks, and then I can sell them for a little bit higher, and then I can actually make some of those gems back, and then you use those sales to go after the newer secret rares, right? So that's sort of what I do. Let me know what you do. But anyway, let's get into my top 10. Now, like I said, this is in no particular order, okay? This isn't like number one, this is the best or whatever. These are just ones that I love right now. And speaking of the ones that people love, X-Men 25, this uncommon cover is really popular. People are really loving this. And even though this comic book isn't like super rare, valuable in the real world, this particular edition, this uncommon, is very unique, everybody. Everybody's really liking it, and it's super great to have. It's actually a poster from, I believe, their 30th anniversary. I think it's an official poster, so it's actually like really kind of neat in the real world as well. And people just love it. And right now it's going for like about 26 to 27 gems when I did this video. And so I really think it's a great one. Even if you just grab one, I think it's really cool to have. There's only 5,000 of them, so it's kind of a unique item. It's very actually odd. It's very different from most of the comics we have in the app, because it's kind of a specialized cover. And so I think people are really going after it. And the market never lies, everybody. If people really like this comic, they will buy it. They will want to display it. They'll want to have it. So that's on my list. That's the first one I'll show you. The second one I'll show you here is one of my all-time favorites. This is Amazing Spider-Man 3. And the reason I put this uncommon on here is because the price of this one is actually still really good compared to others. Like, some of them, like the Fantastic Four 5, 5, for example, is up to like 80, 90, 100 gems. This one's still sitting at about 59, anywhere from 50 to 59 gems. I have about 10 of these, and I really want to have more. Every now and again, I'll sell one, you know, if the price goes up, and then I can use those gems to go after the new secret rares. That's sort of what I'm thinking, because I have the secret rare of this comic, right? So anyway, this one is really great, really iconic comic. Even if I just held on to the ones that I have, super great in a few years from now, definitely, right? So that's another choice right there. Here's a third one right here. Now, I really love this comic. This is Avengers 8. I actually don't own the UnCommon. I actually own 2 of the rares. And if I couldn't get to that level of owning the rares, then I would definitely own the UnCommon, you know, because it's actually, the price of it is fantastic, and it's another unique cover. And this one actually has less editions. I know I have 5,000 right there. Sorry about the typo. This one has less editions than most of the other comics. So this is actually a really, really neat comic to go after. Check it out. He's got Iron Man pointing at Kang. I mean, it's actually amazing, right? So there's a couple on this list, like I said, that have less editions than normal comics. I think this one's sitting around 2,000 editions, not 5,000. So sorry about the typo. You know, people will correct me in the comment section too, and that's totally cool. Please do. That shows me you're watching, which I love, right? Anyway, great comic to have. It's about 265, long-term hold, and Kang is just going to be really more important. He's going to be in Ant-Man 3 coming like next summer, not this summer, but the following summer. He's kind of the biggest villain in Marvel that we're going to be having over the next bunch of years with their big plan in the movie. So Kang, he's already in the the Loki show. He was major in that. The end of that, it's really actually Immortus that was there, which is a version of Kang. So you can check it out. But anyway, great comic book. Love the cover. Here's my third pick right here. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 361. This UnCommon is one of my favorites because this is the first appearance of Carnage, and he's on the cover, everybody, and you can see the price reflects it. It's 79 gems or so. So this, you know, people really do love this particular comic book as well. Fantastic that you get an UnCommon with the character that is the first appearance in such a cool way. Great one to have in your collection, everybody. Let's go on to my another UnCommon right here. So I love this Spider-Girl comic. Everybody knows that. I think this is a great stackable comic for future potential. I made a video about this being a future grail. As soon as she's released in the movies, which I believe she will, if you watch that video I did, it explains why I think this comic is important. But you can pick it up at around 10 right now, 10 to 11 gems, and you can stack them up for long. You can get 10 or 20 of them or whatever. I actually own 30 of these. I picked them up around 6 or 7 gems when it first came out. And so I'm just going to sit on these for like a long, long time. And then one day I'll sell 1 or 2 here and there, depending what happens, you know, like where it goes to. But this is a long-term hold for me, and I love this comic. It looks fantastic. So let's go on to the next one right here. This is the Marvel Spotlight UnCommon with the Ghost Rider. Now it has the original cover, which everybody loves. Of course, it doesn't have the full color. It's just it's just him colored, but it's such a beautiful comic. It's going for about 37 gems right now. So definitely one you want to grab. I would think it has 5,000 of them only in the world. So it's actually quite a bit rarer than the original cover. And like I said, it's still the same cover art. So definitely just an easy pick, right? So that's right there. That's number 6. Now this one is just like, this is X-Men 4. So this is just like, the Spider-Man 361 with Carnage. This is a first appearance character, and she's on the cover. This is a great comic. Scarlet Witch, first appearance, goes for about 70 to 72. This isn't a stacker one necessarily. Like when they start to get to this level, it's like, for me, it's like just kind of having one of them, you know? You could have the Miles Morales one as well, you know, the Ultimate Fallout 4. You could have that one as also just a one-off, just to have in your collection, because this is a unique cover, kind of like the Carnage one, right? That's why I put this one on here. It's a great one to own and just have and hold on to. First appearance with her on the cover, great comic in my opinion, right? Let's go on to my next pick right here. This is another great one, Amazing Spider-Man 3. I own 6 of these, and I actually owned more. I owned 10 of them, and I've sold a couple because I went after some secret rares, and this one's sitting at about 42 gems or so, and this is another major Spider-Man comic that you could have with the beautiful original cover. This particular cover is one of the best Spider-Man covers that's ever been printed in the world. Very famous, right, where he's walking away, like he's deciding he's going to be Spider-Man or not, right? So anyway, great comic right there. If you grab a couple, even if you just grab one, you have it in your collection. It's really beautiful, everybody. And like I said, the UnCommons have lower edition sizes, right? So they're going to be worth more than the commons. And this is Werewolf by Night. So of course, this is my next pick, everybody. We all know about this comic. You know, this is fantastic. This is going for about $27, so it's actually still a really good price. It hasn't reached the $30 or $40 price, which it will eventually. And this, you know, like I said, it's a beautiful. It's kind of like, you know, he's got these. It's all like one color. You know, it's a great comic to have, everybody. And you can pick up a few at this price. You know, if you want, if you have the gems, just hold on to them, everybody. If it reaches 30 to 40, then maybe you could sell one, and then, you know, you can use those extra gems to go after some new stuff. It's just a really good strategy. It's what I've been doing, right? So that's another pick right there. So this pick right here is one of my favorite ones in the app right now. It's because the Power of X, you know, this cover is great with all the mutant stuff that's happening. You got Storm on there. There's way less editions than this. There's 2,500 editions of this Powers of X. So I wanted to have this one on the list because I think it's a fantastic single off cover if you just grab one. 32 or so gems, great price right now if you ask me, in my opinion. And like I said, it looks fantastic. You'd have it like displayed, but just having one would be really great. That's sort of what I'm thinking on this one. Now let's go on to this little list right here. This is all of them. I wanted to kind of compile my list together just to show you them all. Aren't they gorgeous? They look really great. If you wanted at these current prices at April 22nd, 2022, you could actually pick this whole set up for about 650 gems. You get one of each of them, and so that is really cool. You could pick up like all 10 and have them all in your collection just sitting there, right? Or you could use that 650 gems to get secret rares and other stuff as well. So my thought, like I said, if I go back to my original plan and my original strategy of what I do, let me just scroll all the way to the top. This is what I've been trying to do with good comics that I really like. I try to secure that secret rare first, and then I go after the uncommons. That's my strategy, right? I'd love to hear what yours is. Now, let's check it out. One last thing before I end the video, because I know you got lots of stuff to do. I just hit 300 sales for my Dropheads NFT, which is free for members, and this is 300 on top. I've given away pretty much the same amount, so there's lots out there, but that's great. If you want to get one, join the channel as a member. You get it for free. Otherwise, you can go on the OpenSea and buy one. They're like about $5 or so, $5 to $10. And you know, all the proceeds for that just go to help the channel and everything and create new collections. But it's a big milestone, so I wanted to share that with you, right? Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think about these uncommons, or if I missed any, you know, comment down below. I'd love to hear your picks as well. Happy collecting. We'll see you in the next video.